Good morning. My name is Wade Younger. I'm an AI thought leader. I've been in technology for about 39 years now, and my big push is to demystify AI, even though it changes the workplace, but I want to show how everyone can move forward with it. I've been a business owner for many years, had a company called Fruition Consulting for 16 years, and then sold it and started another company called the Value Wave, working with small cap companies in regards to technology. So today, I'm a conference speaker and implement AI technologies.
Diversified Game. Learn how to start, run, and sustain your business.
Hey, it's Kellen, and today on Diversified Game, I have AI consultant, strategist, speaker. Man, I love everything AI. Sir Wade Younger is going to give us the game on how he's been doing it for 30 plus years. You guys are going to see how technology has changed, and hopefully you'll hear something in here that will help you say, oh, that's how I get into it. Because a lot of people, Wade, they don't know how to get into AI. Welcome to the show. How are you doing, sir?
Thanks so much. Doing well. Hope you are.
Blessed by the best always over here. Hey, in most of the country, you can't be outside in shorts and a short tee. This is a blessing.
I'm jealous. I'm in North Carolina. It's chilly outside, so I'm jealous of you right now.
Yeah, you weren't a month or so ago when Milton came through and the 5 tornadoes around this neighborhood. You weren't jealous then. So no.
That's true. That's true.
You see your neighbors' planes and their cars flipped up, and you're like, okay, you wouldn't be jealous then.
Not good. Not good.
Yeah. When the plane is in front of the yard, tilted this way, and the car is like that, yeah, nobody's jealous. Shout out to the Aero Club. God bless them all. But let people know. Let's just start from the beginning, because a lot of people, we know, a lot of young people, whatever that is now, don't have the attention span to make it all the way through an interview. They want to hear the juicy stuff first. But
Right.
Everybody's saying AI, like they say Bitcoin and crypto. And, can you give us the game real quick on how you got started with AI? And do you need a degree or some type of certification to be an AI?
Great question. So going back a little bit, in college in the 80s, I specialized in information technology or computer science at the time. I've always been in technology from a network perspective, from infrastructure as a developer. So I've always been in this space. And to your point, technology has always evolved. And so the evolution of technology and AI definitely has had its heyday, even though AI started in the 1950s. But I was working as a COO of a company, and we specialized in AI and blockchain and virtual reality. And that was my soiree into the space. You do not need a degree in regards to get into it, because it will come to you, because everything is AI right now. But there's definitely some courses I would recommend to get into it. So that's kind of a fast track view into how I just initially just got into the AI space.
Please give them, the courses, because you have an MBA in computer science, a bachelor's in computer science. So people will say, well, you say you don't need a degree, but you have them. But once you've gone through it, you understand, okay, I didn't even need a degree, but I needed the degree for me. Some of y'all are so smart out there, know everything, especially teenagers, and I got one and a preteen. Y'all know everything. Let those people know, what courses they can take right now. And are those free courses? Can they audit them, or do they need to pay a little money?
So a little bit of both. So in regards to degrees, here's the thing. In regards to what is a degree for, all it shows is that you've chosen a goal to go to school and you can complete that goal. And then your GPA is how well you completed that goal. So that's what degrees will do for you. I'm not telling you not to go to school. That's not what I'm saying. But as far as the AI space, if you are at a space where you're not in school and you need to work, these are the things that you could do. So as far as schooling, I definitely recommend it. That's where higher learning and expanding your mind comes into play. Our minds have something called neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is when our brain changes every time we have new information. So education changes the mind, so it's needed. In regards to AI itself, sure, there's a lot of free courses. Google has free courses. MIT has paid for courses. Amazon has paid courses. And the thing in regards to AI itself, look at AI as an overall science, just like biology is a science, and there's a lot of tentacles to that. So inside of or outside of AI, you have generative AI, which is Chat GBT. People talk a lot about that. Copilot, Gemini, AIs that you can talk to and have those conversations with. And also, making pictures and deep fake. All of that is generative. And generative means that you can take existing information and create something that didn't exist before based on all the data that is out there in the ether and the internet, which has been in existence next month, 42 years. So as far as courses are concerned, I also recommend Udemy. Udemy has great courses like for $15 and $30 that you can get your feet wet in regards to AI within itself. So those are some of the things. And what I can do after this call, I can just send you a list of courses that I recommend because I recommend a lot in regards to what you can take.
Are you a successful entrepreneur or one in training? You've got the vision, but do you have the right partner to build your brand, your team, and your future online and off? At CPRfirm.com, we offer expert consulting, financial guidance, and life coaching because we believe in doing life with our clients. After all, what is it for a man to gain the world and lose his soul? Founded by Callan Cash Coleman, we help our clients not only succeed, but plan to retire rich. Your business deserves the best. Start building your legacy today at CPRfirm.com.
Okay, I would love that. And the audience would love that because, then people take courses like you can go, out of the class at Harvard and not pay a dime, but it's not, on the record on your LinkedIn or on your resume the same way. Or if they call, they say, who? KK? We don't know who you are, but you're doing computer science. One thing that I learned and not even just grad school in the bachelor's, and I wasn't even in computer science, was some of the kids, especially from India, already came over hacking into your website. They knew what they knew already. So do you even need a computer science or, this certification if you know what you know, because you spent your 10,000 hours already at home, doing what you're doing on AI? What is your take on that? Because especially on our HBCUs, we're like, how did they learn this? Who taught them? They didn't teach this in, a regular high school.
Right. So understand too, when it comes to a degree from a university, what that represents is a passport for conversation for jobs. So if you have a large bank, healthcare, insurance, manufacturing, they want to know what have you been doing. And so having a bachelor's degree or master's in any field will help you get in the door. It's the passport. What you know after that is up to you. So I definitely recommend having some kind of education where there is some type of certification to prove, yes, I have an interest in this particular field, and this is what I've accomplished to show my interest. So I definitely recommend that. Coming off the street with no formal experience will get you at a disadvantage because our society is geared toward a degree first, experience next, and you move on from there, especially when it comes to our younger folks on the call. So in regards to what other countries are doing, sure, a lot of people are starting with coding. They're starting with exactly what it takes to cybersecurity, how to break into systems or how to secure systems. And those come from education as well, whether it's formal or not. It's a matter of putting down the phone and turning off whatever streaming service you're using and concentrating on that particular skill set. So yes, while it is a science, it does take some time to have building blocks to understand what AI is and what it can do from a developmental perspective. Now, one thing about AI is, do you need to be a data science? Because AI is mathematics and data. Do you need to be a data science to be proficient or even successful? No, I work with data scientists all the time. You don't need to be that, but what you need is a good problem to solve. Here's the thing. In order to be successful, you need these parameters, 13 of them. First, best, different, faster, cheaper, better. You want to be able to save time, save money, make money, relieve stress, make things easier, all the while helping your customer feel safe and certain. If you can do those things, you have a business. And if you can do those things with AI helping you, you're well ahead of the game. Here's the thing, too. Right now, only about 4% of internet users are using AI, ChatGPT. It's amazing. So we're still at a good point where OpenAI has been in existence for 2 years. We're still at a good point where you're not so far behind where you can't catch up. But here in 2025, with something called agentic AI, you better get on board and understand, what do you want to accomplish, what kind of business you want to have, or what kind of business you're in, and how AI can help you. If we're not there by the end of 2025, then it's going to be an issue, because AI is such an advantage as far as reasoning and thinking and figuring things out. You'll be left behind.
Well, and I'm already trying to get the time machine, like Back to the Future, and get the ASI going, because I am ready for that. Like, that's where I am. My 14-year-old wrote her first book, and we were using one of my friends' code, Lena, to do a crossword puzzle book. So all a 7-year-old had to do was get 100 words, and we formed this whole crossword puzzle book, put it on Amazon. She would slang it at every speaking event or that me and her mother had. And it was like, how did a 7-year-old do this? And I would tell people AI, and they said, what are you talking about? But I'm used to that conversation. I'm the oddball, and it's okay. But can you talk about, Claude Anderson, and it was, I believe, in the 90s, if not earlier, said if by 2025, 2050, whatever, how Black folks will be like fourth-class citizens. I'm saying this for all of America, because I'm hearing kids of all colors say, I'm scared of AI, like this was the Terminator. If you do not learn this, you will be behind. You don't have to worry about not having a job. You won't have a job. Everybody who's learning this will, I don't know, I don't want to say you'll be a modern day slave, because that might scare people, but what are your predictions for the people who have their hands like this and saying, I'm not learning this, I'm either too old, or for the 14-year-old who told me a month ago, I'm scared of it?
I can put it this way. You think about companies like Bennigan's, you think about Eastern Airlines, TWA, you think about Sears, you think about Blockbusters, just to name a few. All of those companies existed, thrived, and made a ton of money, but they no longer exist today because they were not able to change, and they did not evolve with technology. Everybody knows the story of Blockbusters had an opportunity to buy Netflix, and they decided not to buy Netflix. And now, here we are today with streaming and Netflix. Blockbuster people are, working at wherever. So it's the same exact thing. If we don't evolve as professionals, as a people, we will become extinct, especially in the form of AI. And it's even faster now, because technology is moving along so much faster in a rapid pace. That's important. Just imagine, for an example, just to bring it to current, just imagine if you were in the 1970s and you had a great secure job to repair typewriters, electric typewriters, and you feel like, you know what, I'll work forever because these things will be around forever. Find me a person that repairs electric typewriters. And it's like, and maybe some people are like, what the heck are you even talking about, electric typewriter, right? So the thing is the same thing. That's a technology that it thrived, existed, and created revenue, but no longer exists today. Same thing in regards to understanding where AI is. You will be left behind and become extinct, and then you're wondering what am I gonna do next? So evolving and staying relevant is so important. So how do you do that? That's the next question. Number one, when we lean into what artificial intelligence is, and let's talk about that for just a second. AI is just another way of accomplishing goals technologically. There are three, and again, it's a science. There's three high-level components to AI. The first is it needs data, it needs information. And information in regards to AI is analogous to our experiences that we have in life, and it's all in our brains and it's all in our fascia within our bodies. So you have data or experience first. The next thing you need is a set of instructions, and those set of instructions are called models. And the reason why are called models, if you think about figurative car models or runway models, this is a idea of how this thing can perform or look. So in regards to the data, the model will create instructions or have instructions on how this data can look or perform. And then in order for it to be legible and understandable for us, we have what's called LLMs, and an LLM is a large language model, which takes all this technological digital data and make it into something that we can understand, natural language, large language, natural language. So once that happens, the next thing you need is, what do you want to do with the data? Because it could be something structured like a spreadsheet or a book or a post, or it can be unstructured like the Mona Lisa or stop sign or the sea. So what AI does, it takes those components and make it usable in a way where you can do something with it. But having something to do is a key point, because everybody's, oh, AI. But if you don't have a business plan and a strategy, it's like having a Lamborghini in your front yard, but you don't know how to drive. Great horsepower, but what are you going to do? So those are the things you want to keep in mind. And if you look at it that way, it's no need to be afraid of it, not at all, because technology has always had resistance. When you have when the car was invented, it's like, what is going to happen with the horse and buggy? When the trains came about, they felt like, your body can't absorb speeds of 60 miles an hour. That's when the telephone came about. They felt like it would take your soul away. It was always a resistance. This is no different. So just lean into it, learn from it, and after a while, it becomes what's called an unconscious competency. If you remember the first time you had a smartphone, it's like, what am I going to do with all of this? And now we can't live without it. Unconscious competency. So the same thing with AI. It will happen anyway. Just lean in it, learn it piece by piece with these courses we're recommending, and all of a sudden you're moving forward.
Hello everyone. Come along with London and Sydney as they show you around the vibrant country of Cameroon. We explore the heart of Africa through the eyes of London and Sydney. Two explorers who journey across the great city of Yaoundé, exploring its rich culture, vibrant market squares, cultural heritage, and wildlife. With giggles and excitement, London and Sydney Explore Cameroon takes you on a fun-filled adventure, providing insight into the country's culture and traditions through the pages of this book. It's packed with exciting stories and super cool facts about Cameroon that will make you go, wow. Get your copy now, available on Amazon and in libraries near you. There's only one easy way to experience the exploration of Cameroon, and it's through London and Sydney. Don't wait, get yours.
Some of us couldn't even live without our pager and knew all the pager code and could memorize numbers and everything. And so, yeah, and now, yeah, with the smartphone. But, you talk about all of this technology. And for me, maybe because I was a cheater in class, like with the calculator watch, anything to get ahead, I want to use to my advantage. And that's why it never made sense why when we had the calculator watch, and if you remember, everybody couldn't have the calculator watch. That was like the pager of elementary school. And I'm like, why can't I use it? Because if we're just talking about, starting a fire, no, we have ovens and stoves. So why can't I use technology? And it just made sense to me. And I don't get to say this often, so I got to say it with you. I can remember the show Perfect Strangers with Balky Autonomous and Cuzzy Larry. And I can remember how Harriet was the elevator operator until she got on Family Matters and got laid off. Now, I got to take y'all all the way back. But this is like an example that you would see on TV and say, things change. Change is inevitable. So with that, people will get the course, and you guys, I'm going to have the links in there. So it's not going to be just a flash buy thing. You're going to be able to see all the courses, because I need you to get on board no matter where you are in the world. Because I promise you, once Africa gets this, it's over. With the youngest population, it's a wrap. And I'm taking Sir Wade with me to Africa if he hasn't already been, and he's going to show the youngest population in the world how to do this, and you might be replaced that way too, because they ain't gonna stop. What is your, vision on your speaking? Have you gone to Africa, Europe? Where have you gone outside of this country, given this game?
Yeah, so last year I did a TED Talk in the UK on AI. It was an invite, great opportunity there. And there was a time when I was speaking a lot, and then I'm not speaking as much anymore. I'm just implementing AI here in the States, and so it just that's an ebb and flow thing. So as far as my audience is concerned, as far as speaking, I'm end up doing a lot of conversations like this. But as far as 2025 and beyond, I'm looking to get back in on the planes and just traveling a little more, talking about where we are. Because again, my goal is to demystify where we are. There was a time when reading was not encouraged because that information wanted to be hoarded by people. And instead of hoarding AI in its regards to what you can and can't do, I want to make sure that people understand this is what you need to do. And I'm not saying that it's always easy. What's the hard part is the strategy, your vision, and then the implementations. That's the hard part. But actually understanding what AI can do for you, that will continue to move forward, because so many people are interested in this technology space. It's amazing. And the reason why, check this, the reason why AI is moving so fast is because of something called open sourcing. And open sourcing is basically when developers across this globe understand code, to your point, they understand algorithms in regards to how to get AI to perform particular tasks. And instead of selling it, they give it away, because people recognize I can't continue to sell my code. I'm going to get pennies on the dollar anyway. If we collaborate, because they believe in the vision of AI, it's moving forward. So because of open sourcing, things are just moving so fast. So getting on board is important. Another reason why is it's like, why AI now? Because it's like, what happens if it's been around since the 1950s? It was open sourcing. Number two is digital space, like cloud technology. It has become so prolific now in regards to storage, because it's so much information technologically, it has to be somewhere digitized. So storage and cloud technology has increased as well. The third reason why is because investors have recognized this is a big money maker. It's the differentiator. So a lot of money was infused in AI, especially during COVID, like almost $230 billion was invested in AI technology, while we're worried about wearing a mask or not. So those are the three factors in regards to why it's so prolific now and moving so fast. And the reason why I'm sharing those pieces of information is, you can say, was it gradual or it was sudden? And the reason why it was both. So it was like falling asleep. It's gradual, and then all of a sudden you're here. So it's only going to get faster and faster. So yeah, I would love to talk about that more and more and more.
When you talk about the open sourcing, and I've paid for ChatGPT since it came out, because I want it at the highest speed. I want all the GPTs. I really didn't care what it cost, because I said this is the game changer. I mean, I might be the first with the Neuralink after Musk takes it out of his ear. But can you talk about, when do you think, because I'm seeing more and more platforms, they'll give you maybe Dahlia-E, they'll give you Sora, they'll give you these different things. What is stopping, even ChatGPT from saying, hey, we're going to also give you Midjourney? I'm just using them as an example, but where you can get it all in one space, and then maybe you pay one big bundle, or you pay as you go. How far away are we away? Because I have over probably 5 subscriptions at least. And my
Right.
wife would say, nah, he has more. He has more than that. I saw the Rocket money, but it's like from Suno and making this music and then copywriting this music because I paid for the licensing as well and went through, all the TuneCore or DistroKid. Like, when can we just get it all in one so I don't have to have, all these subscriptions everywhere? Because, of course, at some point you're going to probably forget, like, oh, I don't even need that anymore. There's something better.
Yeah, so what you're talking about is a monolithic approach to AI where you're having all things in one space. It's here. It's here now. When it comes to I'll just use ChatGPT for an example. It can create pictures, not as well as Midjourney, but it can create spreadsheets. It can create your PowerPoint presentation. It can do a lot of those things. So anticipate that taking place, but understand too, when it comes to technology and infrastructure and this commercialism, people will stay in their space. So are you willing to bundle? Because then that way you have to divide the pie, right? So if you're really good at music sampling or picture generation, and that's just the common stuff that we see every day, there are a plethora of AI tools that can do, like, for example, listen to this call and then segregate particular topics, like almost like Opus Clips does. But it also say, well, based on this conversation, I would recommend this topic or that topic, or listen to this conversation and say, I can write a book just on this conversation. So you have those specialties. So will there be bundles? Yeah, but it would have to make sense to the business owners for those technologies. But it's coming. To your point about subscriptions, the reason why OpenAI allowed us to use it for a couple of years for free is because it's training models all the time. And what I mean by training is every time we ask it a question or perform a task, those models are getting smarter and learning. And instead of having, now it's 250 million people, asking them, can you try out this AI application? Let's just give it away for free. And if you want more current, like you talked about, for internet access, here, pay $20. But I guarantee you that once it hits a point that's predetermined, that $20 is going to become $30 and $40. There's going to be there's a $200 subscription for just OpenAI. So use it now, but those prices will go up because it's too much of a revenue opportunity.
And it's necesito. You have to have it in today's world. Like, again, like you said before, you need the phone. I need my Chat GPT because, we're writing $1 million proposals in no time. And then we're not doing like the lawyers did when they first did, because we consulted them too. It's like, nah, you can't just not proofread it. Nobody told you go to court and not proofread it, but you need it because you're not as quick as the AI. Now, some people say, well, I will never use it, and that's okay. We're glad that you retired or you lost your job because we didn't need you in the workforce. This is the Jetsons. You want to be the Flintstones. It's okay. You ain't hurt nobody. But can you think of some platforms? Because I think I've seen one or two that put a few of the AI things together. But is there one that that maybe put 10 together so you can pay one price to save some people some money?
That's a good question. Honestly, not off the bat. I don't know of one that's bundling right now. Not to say it doesn't exist. It's just not in my purview right now. Let me explain for a minute why is AI so expensive. It's about storage and computation. It takes literally $700,000 a month to run ChatGPT. While they're taking in a lot of money, it's a lot of computation, prowess, and energy. And when people talk about being green and our footprint, our digital footprint, and it's affecting that. It's just a matter of like driving your car across the globe over and over again, which is carbon output. AI is doing that, so it is attacking in a space our ecosystem because it takes so much to run. But in regards to bundling, I don't know any applications right now that are bundled, but in regards to agentic AI in 2025, because it can perform any task. And what I mean by that, let me give you a little snippet of agentic AI, because look out for it. I'm actually going to post an article today in regards to it. It has the ability to anything that you can do. If you're working, you're on a conference call, it'll take the notes for you, it'll make a phone call for you in the voice that you would like. And then if you need a spreadsheet, I need a PowerPoint, it will go into any application, whether it's Salesforce, and perform all of those tasks as an agent for you with instructions, which means you better get really good at what you do, or rethink how you do your job. But those are the things that you want to see. And now that's the combo you're thinking about. Is it able to do all of those things? Yes, but that comes from AI agents.
Okay. And I wish I could think of the one that I saw, I'm like, why don't we just do that with our website and just allow people to know these are all the ones that are available, but there's a new two every day. So we continually have to add and add and add. So I said, maybe I could add it to a blog. Of course, the team is like, why not make a course? I say, but I really don't like courses, because courses are changing in this space and everybody has one. And at the end of the day, we're not for everybody. Again, I'm an oddball. We're for a select few of people who can afford us and that we're doing life with. We don't want to. We're not for the streets. You know, we're not your. Because I have Sir Wade, I'm gonna tame my tongue, but we're not. Yeah, we're not that. We're not at the club Friday night looking for a date. We got ours. So this is something that is amazing. Now, because you are so techie, is there any way, you talk about courses you'll give to us, but would you ever write a course, or do you have a book based on this where people can learn what you want to give out to the world in this space?
Yeah, so I'm working on a book right now, and the title of it is What Exactly is Changing in the Age of AI? And the premise and the whole purpose there is to help people to see this is it gives you a little tour of how we got here in regards to AI, even though we know that, but I can't take for granted that everybody knows. So how we got here, and then how is it changing us in regards to our cognitive skill sets, in regards to our work skill sets, because things are changing. And then from there, what can we look forward going into the future? Now, I feel singularly that AI will not destroy the world, neither will it bring world peace. But for the tool that it is, it does change our workplaces. It does change how we do business. It does change how we interact with one another, just how, like social media has. So that's my work for 2025.
Okay, and you guys, I thought I was setting them up, because if you go to wadeyounger.com, again, links in the description, and you go under Arthur, you'll see many of things. Maybe he just contributed and this is the full feature that he's talking about, but there's some stuff under there that I'll let you guys do your homework and see. What about a podcast of your own / YouTube, where you come maybe weekly and, you give the game? Anything for 2025 planned for that?
So I do have a sort of a podcast tour in 2025 with people like yourself who are having these great podcasts. This is a great forum to talk about it. So in regards to having my own, that is not my goal right now, but appearing on others, I don't mind. And there's a few that asked for me to appear on regularly. I don't mind rocking it out with you. So yeah, that's the goal there. So I won't have my own because I have so many things in flight. And like the expression goes, you can do anything that you want, but you can't do everything that you want. So you have to have some balance. So I'm choosing the anything, not the everything.
Okay, well, we're going to challenge you. And when you come down to Miami and give your speech and do your tour, and maybe even go to Havana because you'll be so close, let me know, because I'll do a part two, because I'll challenge you. Because if not you have somebody who doesn't have your credentials talking about how you're going to get rich. Oh, how you're going to get rich in AI today. You're going to get rich today. And it's such a lie. And then like these so-called influencers, and they're content creators, but not everybody's an influencer. because they have this audience, people will start listening to them, and then they'll show a rented car and a house, and people will say, oh, see, this guy is the truth. And so I challenge you, because if not you, who and why? Because all it is a hiring thing, you know. And again, I mentioned Africa. You know about the Fivers, the Upworks. People globally need work, and you know, a little bit of money goes a long way outside of this country. So I'm a pure capitalist. Pure. This is what we do, and this is how we hire for our clients, you know, 25 plus people, and we pay them a very fair wage and above, actually. But I'll challenge you on that, because yeah, you'll see so many people rocking rings and the chains that say chain AI Bitcoin underneath it, and you're like, I gotta say something. No, with all your success, you work with the NASA's, the Bank of America's. I sometimes say Skank of America, and I'm a customer, but I get that from Dave Ramsey. What is a community give back that you have done? And let the people know, how do you get such a big client like NASA? Is it a government contract? Do they hire you, or you just coming in to speak? Give us all the community give back and how you even get clients as big as NASA.
I've always said, if I'm going to take a no, I'll take a no from a big client. And so I put it out there to get, you know, a confirmation or denial. So I've always gone after the big fish, you know. It's just been that way for me. When I started the company Fruition Consulting, it was just a matter of reputation and creating relationships, good communication skills, being able to tell a story that relates to people. How can what I do benefit you? What problem can I solve? So that's where it started. And I also started bigger clients, but I started small. So I didn't try to work for everybody. I wanted to perfect what I was doing. And this is just technology before AI. But I implemented that same approach now. So the success came from man, I promise you, I get 95% no's, and what you see is the 5% yeses. And it's the people who get discouraged to the no, but that's just part of the game. But perfect what you're doing, and then find something that you're an inch wide and a mile deep in. I'm not trying to be Walmart, where I want to be all things to a lot of people. No, I just want to be more of a water well, where this is what I provide, and it's something that you could use in a lot of different ways, do whatever we want to do with it. So that's always been my approach, and people see me that way. And when it comes to, like, for example, there's a technological problem. Can you fix it? Yes, I can, but if I can't, I'll say no. Just like you asked me, are there, you know, apps that I know that are bundled in 10 ways? No, I don't. So I'm not afraid of saying no, because I know what I know, but I also know what I don't. So those were some of the things that helped me build out. And when it comes to success or whatever, there's very few times where it's just overnight. I mean, because of social media, it's overnight, you know, success in regards to exposure, but is it revenue? So in regards to that, having a great business plan and sticking to that, and if you have to navigate or pivot, do that, but do that in a way where everybody's better off, no one's worse off. So humility is there, good leadership is there, integrity is there, compassion is there. Those are the things that help me, you know, throughout life. I'm in my 60s now, so I could say that. So in regards to having a burning desire to be seen or heard or make a difference is not the same. Where I am now is I just want to help. And now with AI, I mean, it's everywhere. You want to stay relevant. I had to continue to reinvent myself. And right now it's in the AI space, even though I've been in it for years, but it's just a matter of just helping. And as long as you're willing to help, you'll always have work.
And also let them know, I'm going to always double my questions sometimes, but ask, you know, the community give back, if there's anything on the nonprofit side of things, or working with nonprofits, whatever that is for you. It could be the soup kitchen, but also to tell them, because I have a lot of ladies who listen, and you said your 60s, and they said, man, black don't crack. And it's why people like me are going to be on that Peloton later today so we can keep it up and say, yeah, this is what 60 look like. Y'all can't stop us. 60 don't look like this everywhere. You got to take care of it. So let the people know, you know, are you single or has a partner helped you in this, you know, staying fit in all, you know, in what you do and what that community give back is.
Gotcha. So no, I am not available. I'm not available. So but as far as from a professional perspective, I have great business partners that I consult with to help me see the truth in execution. Because it's like I don't do everything right. No one does everything right. So you want truth tellers around you. In regards to um, philanthropic and voluntary efforts, I'm sure I've done those things. I speak for free sometimes, not a lot, because especially for young people, I will speak free for young people all day, every day. Because to your point, when I was younger, I had a friend of mine, because I came from a community, Tangelo Park, Orlando, shout out. And it was a very poor community. So if you just went to college, that was a big thing. But one of the people in my neighborhood, he ended up going to Harvard. And it's like, man, how did he end up in Harvard? I wanted to go to Harvard. I ended up playing college football at Norfolk State. But it's like, how did that happen? But no, I didn't have any exposure on what to do to get to that. I didn't know you had to start in ninth grade in order to build up a dossier good enough to be exposed. So having exposure is, you know, is important. One of the things that I do more than anything is I lead Bible classes, people who want to know more about their Bible for a better way of life. That's the volunteer work that I do more than anything else.
Okay, I love that. And I'm sharing this Bible project I've had for years where I wanted to have different voices, especially I say Black voices doing more of the Bible, because Morgan Freeman and Earl Ray Jones can't be the only people doing it. And because I've written the book on the Christian entertainment industry, you guys check it out on Amazon. But I now with AI, I'm like, oh, I can do this and I don't have to rely on my so-called clients or friends in that space because they only want to read Habakkuk. And I want you to read, you know, the Ethiopian scriptures because it's an older scripture than King James, and I want you to go deeper and deeper. So me and my mother-in-law, we're working and talking about how can we make this happen. So I love that. I love that. And I love what we're doing. I could talk to you all day long, but because you have a book coming out, because I'm going to try to, you know, remind you here and there about your own podcast. I don't want to. Great storytellers always have people wanting more, and I want them to go to your website. I want them to book you and pay you. You heard that? He needs payment. Oh, hey, Nigeria, he needs payment. Cameroon, Sierra Leone, payment. Kenya, Uhaligani, Mambo, Oisana, all that. He needs payment when you say he's coming to Africa. That's my prayer in Jesus Christ's name, because Africa, you have to bring your spouse because you may not come back. You never had house help. You know, you never had somebody bringing your food to you, your chauffeur, and it's all under $150. And so once you get that, you're like, whoa, hold on, I might live a lot longer not having to do those menial tasks. And I'm stimulating the economy. So y'all know how I am. Let the people know where they can find you in any last words.
Gotcha. So WadeYounger.com. That's probably the best place. And then I'm pretty active on LinkedIn. Just find me on Wade Younger on LinkedIn. Those are the two places. I post on TikTok now, just those shorts, because attention spans are so short to your point. So those are my places. I got a little thing on Instagram as well, but that's where I am. WadeYounger.com, LinkedIn, for those business questions and inquiries for sure. My parting word is this, and that is, it's never too late to be what you could have been. So if you feel like you're behind, or you wanted to have a particular business, write a book, there are so many tools right now in the AI space that moves you forward. To your point, really quickly, Copy AI gives you an opportunity to have a conversation like this. It absorbs this conversation and it writes a book. And then there's others that will actually take this and create another podcast based on this, and we don't even have to be there. So so those are the things. It's never too late. So right now it's a great opportunity. If you have to carve out 15 minutes a day, Mac, no. Carve out 15 minutes a day. Find an application, AI, and I'm going to send you a long list of them. Get to know those. Understand if you have a business plan, and that's the frustration with people really quickly. People, oh, I'm excited about AI, this, and you look at the picture makers and all that stuff. Have a strategy in regards to what do you want to accomplish? What is your offering? We're all so unique. Once you understand what your strategy is, your vision, your mission, then you apply AI to that. So that's my closing comments for today.
You guys, again, we could go on and on. I thank y'all who made it to the end. Maybe you were driving a truck and you're saying, you know what? I just saw my first truck and nobody was in there on that, thing. And I'm scared of my job. Hey, I still keep my CDL back from the oil field days. I get it. It's not that your job will be taken, they say, unless it's taken by somebody who knows AI or something you don't. But we're still here. This isn't the Terminator 17 or whatever number they're on yet. Yeah, but I thank y'all for listening. Please comment. I know most of you are listeners. Go over to the YouTube, give it some love, give it a like, get a subscribe. But most importantly, y'all share this game with somebody. This conversation truly will change somebody's life. Y'all be blessed. Remember, it's a family business.
Are you tired of the rat race in America? Are you ready to visit the motherland to relax and rejuvenate? Are you ready to explore all that Africa has to offer? Then check out the brand new Diversified Game Academy course, Prepare for My First Trip to Africa. Are you worried about being able to afford the trip? We got you. We will show you how to travel either on a budget or as a baller. Learn how to stress the value of the USD. Did you know that 100 United States dollars is worth over 1,000 South African rand or 10,000 Kenyan shillings or 54,250 West African CFA? Are you worried about taking your kids? Get the game from Kelly Cash, a bona fide world traveler, having traveled to almost 20 countries, several of those in Africa. Get the game on taking your kids on their first trips. Learn how to find the best tickets, get the visas, and plan your own adventures in Africa. Don't let Eddie Murphy have all the fun. Plan your own coming to Africa trip starring you, produced by you, and featuring you. If you are ready for a life-changing experience, sign up for our course today, Diversified Game Academy. Get prepared and purchase at diversifiedgame.com.